I think I remember the top hand.
Yeah, this is the first hand in the match. I kind of expect you to float this flop texture more than raise it if you're playing back, and I do expect you to play back at that like so often. So I'm planning on just check calling turn and then playing the river like by ear, I guess.
Yeah, I felt like on this flop actually, the first hand I would not float because I felt like you thought I would float this flop
Yeah.
texture. Like it would be like one of those standard spots, like you 3-bet, you don't have a 3. So actually I'm pretty sure I just had a 9 here and thought it would be good a decent amount of time. Once you check the turn, I thought it was pretty likely you had some kind of queen XXX hand or some kind of air.
To be honest, I was folding the river, but like I didn't expect you to go on like a wild like float double barrel kind of like, you know, stack offline. So I was just calling turn and like hoping you just give up the river.
Okay, yeah, I was mostly, I'm not sure if I bet the turn, but I could see myself betting the turn mostly for protection because I felt like you would probably check call or your hands and check fold some air.
I think I probably have a decent like check jam range on the turn there consisting of like, you know, Jack 10 8 and like King Jack 10 and like flush draws with whatever else.
I wasn't really thinking about that, but yeah, then I probably should have just checked back.
I don't know, like how do you feel about like wraps and flush draws there? You just check jam turn all the time or like take any other line?
I would prefer to bet, probably.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, check jamming's okay, but it's pretty hard to like balance correctly in that spot. It's gonna look like you have a lot of draws, and I think this turn card in general should just be one that you're usually betting. Like, I think when you do check there, it's pretty suspicious. Like, I would be pretty surprised if it was just gonna be like a check fold very often. I don't know. I think this is just like a pretty good turn card to barrel in general. So I probably would not be check raising.
If I'm betting my draws there, I kind of have to bet ace queen.
Yeah, I probably would personally bet ace queen there, but I think also like one consideration is, you know, a decent amount of like 9x hands that I might raise call 3-bet with could be coordinated with some kind of gut shot or something on the turn, which might, you know, make me want to peel, especially with like the backdoor flush, you know, possibility to represent. So I think I would, in your shoes, prefer to like bet ace queen and then potentially check call some rivers, but I don't know. It's really up to, you know, how you interpret.
Yeah, I guess like with no metagame and I had like no idea. I was just like playing the I hope you float and like you bet once and give up or something like that.
Okay.
But even then, like floating to double, I don't know. I wouldn't blame the play, but like no one has any idea of like what one does, so it's kind of weird. Here, what happened on table 2? You notice? Let's go back a little.
Okay.
It's 50 PLO, so I guess if there's $6 in the pot on the flop, it's probably a 3-bet pot. Yeah. Okay. I defend this. I don't think it's bad or anything. The queen deuce 3 might be a fold pre-flop if you 3x. I guess like you're kind of gonna like own me post-flop pretty often. I don't know what you think about that. I just don't have like a habit of like folding not any queens at all. Heads up.
Okay.
Versus min opens, I definitely defend them all. Versus 3x, I might fold some. Versus like players I respect. Versus players I don't respect, I probably like play almost all of them.
I used to defend like all queens, but I don't think it's that great, these particular queens. Like, in general, I prefer to like 3-bet or fold this. And it's pretty player dependent. Like, versus somebody pretty aggressive, I would much prefer to just fold. And then, I mean, versus someone like pretty passive that's more stationary, I would see more of an argument for calling for showdown value. But then versus like a tighter player who's like more tag, I prefer to 3-bet as a bluff just because, you know, they're probably going to be folding flop too tight. And the hand doesn't play that great, but once you add some initiative versus more tight player, I think it plays better as a 3-bet.
Mm-hmm.